Hi, welcome to my week 2 reflection video for SPED 5053. In watching the featured teacher, what I learned most about this is cooperative learning and more about what it is. How do I feel about the group activities? It seems to me like in reading through the text, it's a very trending concept right now. As I have yet to be in my own classroom, I have taught life skills, alternative ed, and ISS, but I have never been a teacher other than a long term sub for any other courses or special education. I will have to see how this would work in the classroom. I like the idea of the student interactions and students being led. I experienced a lot of group projects and peer mentoring within the GT programs I was a part of growing up. One thing I didn't like as a student, and even through college, in my early 20s when I first, or 18 through 22 when I first went to college in the 90s. I survived on some group projects in those classes because they were a little bit above my head, and I was dependent on the really good physics majors, or in my political science classes was reliant upon the people that could get me through statistics. I always tried to make up for it by adding in my skills, which are more left brain thinking, writing, history, English kind of thing. But I would have concerns in a regular classroom or in an inclusion classroom, that some of the smarter kids are going to be doing the brunt of the work. And so I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I hope that's not a controversial statement to make. That's just my honest opinion. I think group projects or peer learning should be used maybe like exchange papers. And then I think there's even issues in that. You're letting another child see the work. There could be isolation that comes as a result, just a plethora of problems or invasions of privacy, in my opinion. For number 2, the graphic, boy, it was kind of busy for me too. I do believe in the use of graphic organizers. I experienced using them and actually introduced them to my children's school 20 years ago when my daughters were first diagnosed with learning disabilities, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, dyslexia, one with ADHD and anaphylaxia, along with the other dyslexia and things. Graphic organizers, visual tools. My mom was a special education teacher. She flew all the way back from California when my kids finally were diagnosed and taught me the use of many of these tools, and we implemented them at home because the school at first was not willing to teach the teachers how to teach these. My mom actually came back and she was licensed to do so and did a teacher training program for the entire elementary, and then did it again in middle school and junior high for free, to help implement graphic organizers, Foursquare learning, visual tools and graphics. And even in California, they have textbooks with graphic organization specifically designed to match the regular classroom text, that use graphic organization in the highlighted boxes. Those are brilliant. I wish every school had access to those. But no, that graphic was busy for me too. Let's learn about my students for question number 3 from the advice from a teacher and rapport. I have been on campus many, many years, in different roles, and the biggest thing I have taken away is what the teacher noted on honesty, how to establish rapport. The things I want to add to what she said is become a trusted advocate for all of the kids on campus or your students. Be the teacher they can come to and say, I'm having a problem here, or whether it's personal, academic, educational, whatever it is, those kids need to know they can trust you to stand up for them, be it in their home life, their education life, their sports teams. Be the teacher that's comfortable going to another teacher and say, hey, so and so came to me, could we talk for a minute? Just in general, I've learned that my actions speak louder than words. So we can tell kids all day long that they can trust us or how to behave, but it's my actions in the classroom that are really going to come through. One of my favorite things to establish rapport with kids, and it's awfully corny, especially at the high school level, but let me tell you, they eat it up. I was raised at a student learning teachable moments. My dad or my mom would say, hey, this is a teachable moment. Let's discuss. I use that with my kids and it endears me to them. All the kids I've ever had in the classroom have loved this approach, and I think it establishes a good rapport. I did like the video about the gut bacteria. My mom has a form of Parkinsonianism that's very similar to ASL, and I've recently learned that there is a gut bacteria research involved in that too. So this will be something I will follow up more on. And to quickly get in the last of them, the routines. Yes, I've already ordered sets of visual prompts for my classroom and timers. It's incredibly important to have visual aids for the students, and I have done that. Self-advocacy, modeling and role-playing through the instruction is crucial. Hope I fit it all in. Thank you.